Welcome back to my channel and a very special welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen. I'm a certified weight loss and nutrition coach, and I'm excited for today's video. We're going to talk about the 10 unhealthiest foods on the planet. Now, I have about 50, 60 unhealthy foods. If you want part 2, 3, 4, 5 of this video, let me know down in the comments because I have a lot more that I can be sharing with you. So if you're excited, give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not. Turn your bell on because I upload new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. Don't forget to check out the description box down below where you will find nutrition coaching. I do offer personalized to you macros and calories. Highly recommend. This is how I have lost and maintained a 140-pound weight loss, as well as one-on-one coaching for accountability, to ask questions, or to talk with me directly. Links and discounts to my favorite healthy things are also down in that description box. So let's talk about 10 of the unhealthiest foods on the planet and why. Every single one of us has eaten these foods. Every single one of us probably craves these foods on a regular basis. If you have a sweet tooth like I do, you might dream of things like cupcakes and donuts and candy and frosting, or maybe you're a little bit more of a savory lover and you want crackers and chips, french fries, and crispy pieces of bacon. This video is for you. Now, I do want to start this video out, preface this video in saying no food is bad or good. No food is off limits. Every food is to be eaten in moderation. There are just some foods that are healthier than others, and these 10 foods are some of the unhealthier foods that, again, should be eaten in moderation. We don't restrict or eliminate anything. You can still eat these foods. You just want to make sure that you're eating them a little less often than some of those healthier choices. A lot of these foods are going to contain a lot of sugar, sodium, saturated fat, even trans fats, which really should be avoided. I guess I should caveat that. There's one thing you should avoid, and that is trans fats. Trans fats are not necessary to the human body or should be really eaten for human, or should be eaten by humans in general. So you can avoid trans fats, and some of these foods are going to have that as well. These foods are just big calorie punches, big sugar punches, fat punches for little to no nutritional value, and that's why they fall on the list. This video is basically to help you be more aware of the foods that you're putting in your body. And like I said, you don't have to eliminate these foods. I eat all of these foods. In fact, one of these foods I ate yesterday. I'll let you know which one that is when we get to it. But these should just, again, be eaten a little less frequently. Food number 1 is going to be bacon. Now, bacon, although delicious, and bacon, I eat bacon on a somewhat regular basis. It just has a lot of things in it that just aren't the healthiest. The unhealthy ingredients you're going to find in bacon are things like sodium nitrate, and sodium phosphate. That's the big takeaway. Sodium is the key component of bacon, not to mention all of the fat. Number 1, there are brands that come without preservatives. There are a lot of bacon brands out there without nitrates and nitrites. Look for the term uncured. This basically means it hasn't went through that heavy processing. Pedersen's Farms, no sugar added bacon. Nature's Ranch, uncured, Applegate bacon. Look for the term uncured and no sugar added. Those are going to be your best bets for bacon. If you want a bacon alternative, a pork alternative, go ahead and go for turkey bacon, but make sure it's a good brand. Again, an uncured brand. My recommendation and my favorite, and the one that I have in my house, is the Columbus uncured turkey bacon. You can actually buy a multi-pack of this at Costco. Food number 2 is going to be any fast food breakfast. Your unhealthy ingredients are high amounts of sodium, saturated fat, and calories. Fast food breakfast, no matter where you buy it, is typically extremely high in calories, extremely high in fat and saturated fat, and also potentially trans fat. And they're really low on fiber and protein, which is what's actually going to keep you full and satisfied. Let's talk about a fast food sandwich from Wendy's. Now, I love Wendy's burgers. If I'm gonna have a fast food burger, she's where I'm going. But Wendy's has a breakfast sandwich that tops this list for unhealthy. The sausage, egg, and Swiss croissant. It has 16 grams of saturated fat and over 1,000 milligrams of sodium, but contains 0 grams of fiber to help balance out your meal. So that's just a that's just a fat bomb with no nutritional value. So you're gonna eat that and you're gonna be hungry an hour later. And you ate almost all of your daily sodium intake in one sandwich. So some alternatives, and really the best alternative, is to make your breakfast at home. Make it at home so you can control the ingredients. Remember some of those great bacon alternatives we talked about? How about making an English muffin breakfast sandwich with a egg and a slice of good quality cheese and some uncured bacon. That's a much better alternative. It's gonna save you money, calories, fat, and sodium. Now, if you want a fast food option, the McDonald's Egg McMuffin is actually a decent choice, as well as the Starbucks Egg Bites and the Chick-fil-A Egg White Sandwich. Number 3, fast food burgers. Now, we talked about my love for Wendy's burgers. I do love a good Wendy's burger. I always get the small one, but I do love a good Wendy's burger. Your unhealthy ingredients is too much sodium, saturated fat, and trans fat. Although fast food is delicious and convenient, most fast food items contain trans fats. And remember, that's something we don't need to be consuming. The burgers are actually the unhealthiest option at a fast food restaurant. They've been touted to lead to heart-related diseases, obesity, and clogged arteries. They have high fat, high saturated fat, and often, like I said, contain trans fat. So there's some alternatives. Number 1, you can always make a burger at home. Grill it up, put it in the oven, pan fry it. At least you know what's in your burger. And if you have to go to fast food, you want to look for a lower sodium option because these fast food burgers are high in sodium. And if possible, most menus these days have calories. Try to get a burger that's under 500. Number 4, we're sticking on the fast food train, and this is fast food French fries. The worst culprit for fast food French fries, my friends, is McDonald's. Your unhealthy ingredients are high amounts of sodium, fat, and empty calories. Fries don't have any protein either, so they're not going to fill you up. Again, they're just empty calories. It's just the addition to the already high fat burger that you picked up at your local restaurant. Fries can have up to 1,300 milligrams of sodium and contain trans fats and a high amount of saturated fat. McDonald's French fries, you think it's just a potato fried in oil? Oh no, look up the ingredients of a McDonald's French fry. You're going to be shocked and you're never really going to want to eat them again. So some alternatives. First, let's talk fast food. If you want a fast food French fry, your best option is going to be fries from Chick-fil-A. They only have 240 milligrams of sodium per serving. So this is about a fifth of what we're finding in other fast food French fries. Or if you're at home, grab a frozen fry, throw them in your oven or your air fryer. I promise you they taste the same. And again, you're controlling the ingredients, you're controlling the sodium and the fat. Number 5, a delicious food for a sweet lover like myself, and that is going to be a milkshake. Now, I will say honestly, transparency, I never get milkshakes. If I'm gonna have ice cream, I just want a bowl of ice cream. I never choose a milkshake, but milkshakes are on this list. Your unhealthy ingredients are high levels of added sugar and saturated fat. They're cold, they're perfect for a summer day, they satisfy your sweet tooth, they're creamy, and they're delicious. They have a ton of sugar, as we know. I mean, any sweet treat, any ice cream is going to have a ton of sugar and a ton of saturated fat. Let's talk about the chocolate shake from Arby's. Just the plain, boring chocolate shake. We're not talking about the mocha chip one. That one's even worse. But the chocolate shake from Arby's has 20 grams of saturated fat. 20. And 140 grams of sugar. That's about 6 times the amount that you should be eating in a day. And a shake from White Castle is going to give you 19 grams of saturated fat. And are you ready for this? 179 grams of added sugar. So what can you do instead? If you're craving a milkshake, have ice cream instead. Have yourself a serving of ice cream. 1 scoop, maybe 2 scoops of ice cream. You'll get the cold, you'll get the sweet without all the calories and all of those huge grams of added sugar. Number 6. Now, number 6 is a food that I literally ate yesterday, and that's a donut. Now, like I said in the beginning of this video, we don't restrict or eliminate anything. Everything in moderation, and that includes donuts. It's been a hot minute since I had a donut. A donut sounded good yesterday, so I had a donut. The unhealthy ingredients, mainly in donuts, of course, is going to be too much added sugar. The best way to start your day is a balanced breakfast. A donut is not a balanced breakfast. I didn't have a donut for breakfast. I had a donut for a snack. I worked it into my day. Not an issue at all. And I had 1 donut. That's another point to take away is I didn't eat 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 donuts. I had 1 donut. The main problem with sugary things like donuts, especially for breakfast, is you're just starting your day off with a sugar and a fat bomb. And of course, donuts, because they are fried and often fried in oils, may potentially contain trans fats as well. You're better off starting your day off with a balanced breakfast. Now, I did have a balanced breakfast yesterday. Protein, fiber, carbs, whole grains. That's a great way to start your day off rather than a sugary donut. Now, I got my donut from Dunkin', and one of the worst donuts at Dunkin' is going to be the Caramel Chocoholic donut. This has 38 grams of sugar, which is more than you should eat in a day, a whole whopping 1 gram of fiber, and 4 grams of protein. So definitely not the way to start off your day. Now, if you want to have this donut periodically, go ahead, but don't start your day off with a donut. And if you really need to have a donut, have one, or better yet, split it with a friend. Number 7 may be a little sad for some of you, and this is going to be coffee creamers. Their unhealthy ingredients are mono and diglycerides. Really, a lot of these coffee creamers don't even contain very much cream. You're going to get a lot of weird ingredients, and most of these coffee creamers, if not all of them, have inflammatory oils. Let's talk about Coffee Mate's just vanilla liquid coffee creamer, which is one most people use, the French vanilla in the blue container. This coffee creamer is water, sugar, and vegetable oil. Is that what you want to add to your morning cup of joe? Coffee creamers can also have synthetic additives like mono and diglycerides. Although the FDA says that monoglycerides are safe in small amounts, many monoglycerides contain trans fat. And according to the National Library of Medicine, trans fat can potentially raise cholesterol levels as well as increase your risk of heart disease and diabetes. So again, if you can get a healthier alternative of coffee creamer, that's a much better option. There's a lot of them available on the market. Find ones that are low in sugar or no sugar at all. Find ones that don't have vegetable oils or trans fat. And better yet, use half and half or heavy whipping cream in your coffee. You can even make homemade coffee creamers. If you Google it, there's a million recipes. There's a million recipes on TikTok. Natural Bliss Vanilla Almond Milk Creamer is great for a plant substitute. Just look for one that doesn't have all of those questionable ingredients. Number 8 is bleached white flour. So you'll see bleached and unbleached flour in your grocery store. Always purchase the unbleached. The unhealthy ingredient is bleaching chemicals. If the ingredient label on your bread contains bleached flour, put it back and find an alternative. Some manufacturers use an ingredient called azodicarbonide, a plastic dough conditioner used to make bread dough fluffier. The Center for Science in the Public Interest says you should avoid it, citing evidence that it breaks down into a chemical called urethane during the baking process, and this chemical is considered a carcinogen, aka a substance that can lead to cancer. If you follow me on my weight loss channel or even here, you know that I try to avoid carcinogens as much as possible. Did you also know that caramel coloring is a carcinogen? That's what's found in diet soda or anything colored brown typically contains caramel color. I avoid that at all costs. I actually don't drink soda at all. And again, do not buy bleached flour. Always buy unbleached. You can also look for whole grain and whole food flours as well. You can even switch over to things like coconut flour and almond flour. And for bread, your best bet is sprouted bread. Sprouted bread is really the best way to go. It's going to give you fiber and protein and avoid any of these bleached flours. Number 9, sugar added fruit juices. Now, fruit juice is basically just sugar. Your best bet is to always eat a piece of fruit, but if you need to have juice, you need to avoid the ones loaded with sugar. The unhealthy ingredients: added sugar, fiberless fruit, and high fructose corn syrup. Not all juices are created equal. There's a 100% pomegranate juice that's amazing. It has a ton of antioxidants and 0 added sugar. For example, Simply Cranberry Cocktail. Now you might think cranberry juice, it's gotta be somewhat healthy. This actually contains 29 grams of sugar in one serving, and who only drinks 6 or 8 ounces, which is more sugar than you should have in a day. And really only 27% of this is made with cranberries. The rest of it is a lot of artificial ingredients. Most of the sweeteners come from fructose, sometimes cane sugar, and a lot of times high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup is another thing that a lot of studies say that should be avoided, similar to trans fats. So what can you drink instead? Look for those 100% juices, like that pomegranate juice that doesn't have any added sugar. When you look at the nutrition label, the ingredient label, it's just the juice itself. Better yet, and even the best option, if possible, eat real fruit. Just eat an orange instead of having orange juice. But if you're really craving juice, make it at home. There's a lot of great juicers on the market. I personally have just squeezed oranges into a glass and had homemade delicious orange juice. And you're avoiding all of the added sugar, corn syrup, and funky ingredients in juice. And number 10, maybe a little disappointing for a lot of people, and this is going to be diet soda. Your unhealthy ingredient in there is, of course, aspartame. What do artificial colors, flame retardant, and fake sugars all have in common? They're ingredients in your favorite diet fizzy drinks. Nearly all popular diet sodas contain aspartame, an artificial sweetener that was initially developed to aid weight loss, but that has recently been found to have the opposite effect, like raising glucose levels, overloading the liver, and causing the excess to convert into fat. And aspartame has been linked to an increase in the development of cancer. Study after study after study shows that aspartame is a no-go. And like I said, any brown flavored soda, whether it's diet or regular, is going to contain caramel coloring, which is a carcinogen, which also leads to a higher risk of cancer. So what can you have instead? How about plain old water? I know it sounds boring and I know it's not fizzy, but you can even have plain sparkling water, or better yet, choose a sparkling water with natural ingredients. My favorite is Spindrift. Spindrift doesn't have any natural flavors, which is artificial flavors. Spindrift is made with fruit and sparkling water. That's a much, much better alternative if you really need fizzy. Otherwise, stick with water. Flavor your water with lemons and limes, cucumber, mint. Make these yummy spa waters at home. And another great pop alternative is going to be things like Olipop or Poppy. These are probiotic sodas. They don't have any caramel coloring and they don't have any aspartame. And these are going to give you prebiotics and probiotics and satisfy that fizzy crave. So those are 10 of the unhealthiest foods on the planet. And like I said, I could give you 4 or 5 more videos with 10 more unhealthy foods. Definitely let me know down in the comments if you want me to continue this. We can make it into a mini series of about 5 to 7 videos. So let me know down below if you would like to see it. Also, let us know if you're going to really watch some of these foods, if they're foods that you eat on a regular basis. And of course, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Again, subscribe, turn your bell on so you never miss a future Tuesday or Thursday video. In the description box, you'll find nutrition coaching and links and discounts to my favorite healthy things. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.